So welcome back to my channel. This is Dom, and a bit of an impromptu project broke out the other night. So I was hunting around through my boxes of shame, looking for figures that I might want to paint up as part of this Norman project I talked about doing. And in doing so I found a whole load of sprues of German winter infantry that I had kind of forgotten I had. I knew I had a box of German winter Germans, warlord ones, but so I had what looked like about 3 or 4 sprues worth of figures. Now, what I think happened was Wargames Illustrated gave us a free sprues earlier this year on one of the editions, and a couple of guys at the club gave me theirs as well. So I ended up with enough to field a pretty decent winter German force without even having to tap into the box of minis that I've got. Talked about this on the Monday night podcast. I've been a bit inspired by watching 1944 Forced to Fight, which is a Netflix, an Amazon Prime movie, which is basically focused on Latvian soldiers in the Second World War, part of the SS, and fighting for the Germans when they didn't really want to, and then ultimately, I won't spoil the story if you want to watch it, but it's a really, really good film, very well reenacted, some fantastic, authentic sort of equipment and stuff, and they focus on a particular squad of these SS troops who fight it out and eventually get defeated, and then the story focuses more on their sort of Russian counterparts, because Latvians fought on both sides of the war. I didn't know much about the history, but apparently a number of them were forced into fighting for the Nazis, for the Germans. Some of them did it fairly willingly because they thought it was actually a good thing for the chances of Latvia to become independent, and sadly, for them anyway, it was not the right choice, and a number of others were forced later, or joined voluntarily, to join the Russian army. So anyway, I was inspired by it, and I thought, I want to do those German figures as Latvians. So this is where this project came out. So literally, Friday, it was a Friday evening when I had a hunt around. I started painting them on Saturday. Well, I made sure all the priming was done on the Friday, painted them, started painting on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and basically by, today when I film this video, it is Thursday morning, and I've painted the entire lot in that time. So less than a week I've done, I'm not entirely sure how many figures, but I'll show you in a minute. So anyway, too much waffle. Let's show the figures. So these are my light machine gun squads, or groups. So loader and machine gunner. You can see there's not an awful lot of variety in the figures because they're basically the 4 sprues that I had. But I've tried to do a bit of variety by using some of them wearing greatcoats and some of them using white greatcoats, if you see many. And just sort of try and get that winter theme into them. They've all got the Latvian symbol on their shoulder pads, on their shoulders. The red, it was a sort of red, it was a red badge with a white line down it. I have got some transfers which I'm going to try and apply to some of the helmets in a bit, but they took a while to arrive from Warlords. So I'm going to try and do them in the next few days. So that'll just be SS ones. So I think this is the 33rd SS Regiment, which was a Latvian one. That's what I'm making it do. I mean, in reality, there's very little difference between the individual SS regiments, certainly at this scale. But let's say there's my, 4 LMG squads. So next up, here is 14 riflemen. Number of them got Panzerfausts. Again, just a nice variety of figures. I really enjoyed painting. I've really enjoyed painting these Latvians. Just really as something completely different, something I don't normally, or haven't been doing for a long time. There've been so many Napoleonics and English Civil Wars and other figures coming out on. I suppose that before that the German infamy ancient army I was building. So I hadn't really done any Second World War figures for a long time, but I really enjoyed doing these. It was such a nice light relief, really. Really easy to paint, really good fun to paint. Yeah, not much more to say about it. I did use a new paint that I haven't used before. This is Colour 75. This was a little pack, actually, which I would thoroughly recommend if you're looking to do winter Germans. It sort of comes with a couple of grey options and a couple of white options. The base white paint for the white overalls they've got on is almost a sort of creamy colour. So I apply that on the light grey primer that I use. Then, so this is a really sort of milky, well, sort of really creamy white, almost a yellowy white. Allow that to dry, and it dries really quite white. Then I put a brown wash on it, and then use the very bright white as a sort of heavy dry brush over the top. And really, I love the effect. These Colour 75s, really nice paints. So really pleased with these riflemen. So here's a group of 6 SMG guys. These 2 are Warlord figures. The other 4 are offensive miniatures. They were there. They do a really nice set of late war winter Germans. They are armed with captured weapons, largely with the Russian SMG, the one with the drum feed for ammunition. And I just thought they'd be quite fun. The only thing is that they're quite a bit smaller than the Warlord ones, but I think when they're on the table that won't really matter. Again, it just adds a bit more variety to the infantry groups. So of course it's late war squads, and really you're going to use the assault rifle primarily when you're playing late war for Germans. So this is the late war Latvians with assault rifles. I think there's 19 here if I counted up right. They're a mixed bag of plastic and metal Warlord figures. There's a box of I think they're called veteran German infantry, something like that. So I've done them up in a sort of white camo outfit, so they've got this sort of green and sort of khaki colour to break up the solid whites for their overalls, and the rest of the guys are just wearing plain white outfits. Again, nice box, nice bunch, adds a bit of variety to the unit. Yeah, going to look forward to playing with these guys. So a bit of support equipment for the Latvians. Here's their medium mortar and spotter. This is offensive miniatures again. These are metal late war winter Germans. Nice little kit. And slight frustration is I stuck them down on a base that's slightly too small, but never mind. It'll only cost me the unit every time it gets hit by our heavy artillery. Never mind. But nice model. I wasn't sure. I thought, well, given the fact that it's a winter unit, probably the mortar would be a little bit sort of off. Well, it wouldn't be sort of black coloured or dark metal. So I painted that a little bit white as well. I'm quite pleased with the effect, actually. Looks all right. Again, on all these units, I've used the same kind of approach with the snow. It's just, I think it's Woodland Scenic snow. Haven't gone into the same degree of investigation into snow as my mate Seventh Son did with his Carthaginians. This is just basically what Woodland Scenics give. Rarely for me, I actually did make up the bases using sort of a polyfiller just to keep the bases thicker. I wanted these ones have obviously pudding bases because they're metal figures, so I wanted them to sit properly on the bases and not stand proud. And while I was doing it, I thought, well, I might as well do them all. So I did all of them that way. Then just basically put a really thick brown colour over the bottom, and then just dabbed or put some put some tufts in. Sorry. Then used PVA glue, really clumpy PVA glue. Dunked it into the Woodland Scenics snow effect. When it had really dried, and I think they'd had a varnish over the top, I then went back in again and put some more PVA on and some more snow effect, just to give it a little bit thicker, but you can still see the brown coming through, which is what I wanted, where sort of muddy footprints have scuffed up the snow. So I'm quite pleased with how that's come out. So a couple of machine guns as well. This is the offensive miniatures one. It came in the pack with the mortar, but it's only a 2-man crew, so I put in one of the a spare rifleman in to support that, to give the 3-man crew. And this is actually, I didn't realise at the time, mind you, I still needed the mortar, so it's fine, but I didn't realise I'd already had in the box of Doom a German winter medium machine gun crew, so I've put that on as well. And I don't know which one of the two I'll use. I think I'll probably use the Warlord one. I think in some ways I prefer that, and the fact it is a 3-man crew already made up, whereas this is, I'm obviously going to have to supplement the man in there to make up the extra crew member. Both nice models. Yeah, not much else to say other than, again, winter equipment, nice snow basing. Used a couple of little pebbles on this one just to sort of add a sort of like a mini barricade that they might have been hiding behind. Really pleased. So next up, this is my officer. Obviously supplement him with some of the NCOs and other figures in the ones I've already shown you, but he's obviously got the cap of an officer on, so he's going to lead the force in some capacities, armed with a rifle and a pistol. This is my sniper, and his observer goes with him, and I'm quite pleased with this guy, particularly the sniper. I'm really pleased with how that one's come out. It's a Warlord's figure, Warlord's metal, these two are. This one's obviously a Warlord's plastic, but I like the way I've sort of used a few rocks and hidden him amongst the bushes, and he's he's pretty well hidden there. So like the effect. It's come out really, really well. So they also need some heavier support, particularly for anti-tank capabilities. So there's a Panzer Schreck guy here and his buddy. This is one of those Goliaths. I think they're called. Is it Goliath? Yeah, the radio-controlled anti-tank equipment. Basically, it's basically a remote operated device that rundles towards the enemy tanks and detonated by this guy here with a radio operated thing to explode underneath the tanks. I think it's a really fun little kit from Warlords. So I did that one up, and this is the dreaded flamethrower and his assistant. Yeah, because you can't have an army in bolt action without a flamethrower. Simples. And finally, so odds and sods really. These were part of this is part of the SS Pioneer squad. I'm not entirely sure what that is. It's obviously some kind of anti-tank capability. Can't remember. It's been so long since I played bolt action. I can't remember what that is. He's obviously he's got a signal flare gun. Probably shouldn't really be wearing winter garb given the fact he's got bare arms, but hey, I wasn't going to paint him in summer wear, so he'll probably be an observer of some sort. If I do off-board artillery or air support, he'll be that guy. And these are two lovely little models from Offensive Miniatures. Got to have the if you play German armies, you're mad not to take the recce option, being the recce sidecar option. It's cheaper than a standard medium machine gun, but you have full recce capability, and it moves around like a Jeep. So absolutely awesome thing. So I've got one of those in my Latvian army, and the pack which you got the sidecar in came with this motorcycle light router guy. So I just made them up. Now I have to say I love Offensive Miniatures to bits, but these were tricky suckers because there was no instructions on the website about how to put these together. So it was a case of trial and error. But I'm quite pleased with the effect. And again, I've tried to put the sort of clear a bit of space where the bases are to show the mud coming out where the back of the bikes would have scrambled around in. But yeah, nice addition. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this project will go. So I'll just show you what it looks like en masse on the table. So let's have a quick flyby of the army. Here's my LMG guys. There's the rifleman, the assault rifles, the mortar at the back, all the AT and flamethrower crews at the back there, the two medium machine gun groups. There's my SMG squad with the officer, pioneers here, sniper group there, and the cheesy sidecar option there. So yeah, what's that in? Actually, it's quite good on this map. This is one of the Geek gaming mats, or Geek Villain mats. Remember, if you've still got another week or so until my competition ends to win one of these mats. Your choice. This is one of the fleece one. I think this one was called Stalingrad or something, so it seemed very apt for this. Just to put them out on the table, and they almost disappear in the camo. So the camo's working, boys. There you go. So for less than a week's work, I'm pretty pleased with these. They've come out really nicely. I think the only thing I need to do, I probably need more than 4 LMG squads groups. So I'm going to have to do some more LMGs, find them. I don't really want to break into the winter box that I've got, but I'll see. I may just buy a few online, we'll see. I think I've got an Offensive Miniatures LMG group somewhere. So if I have, I'll have to dig it out, paint that one up as well. I think also I might need an anti-tank gun and probably some armour that can be used to support this group in winter get-up. But yeah, really pleased with this. Can't speak highly enough of the scale 75 white camo or German camo paint. Really nice indeed. I think the effect has been really, really good, and I kind of just blasted through these figures because it was so much fun and so easy to do. So there you go. So I pan out, if I can try and show the whole army off. I've lost count how many figures it was, but there's quite a few. All done in less than a week. And ready to see battle if we ever get out of this pandemic and we can ever fight again. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Stay safe, stay well, and I hope you're managing to keep sane in this mad world that we live in. And I'll see you again soon. This is Dom signing out.